And yay! Congratulations to us, because I just realized this morning when I was preparing the meeting that the meetup group completed 2 years since the first session in May 2019. So just a few days after the last presentation by John Peltier, we completed 2 years from the first session. And we also just passed the mark of 2,000 members. So double reasons to commemorate. And just wanted to say thank you to all of you, the members of this meetup group, and a very special thank you to all the presenters who offer their time so generously and their knowledge every time they come and help us all learn and evolve our skills. This group started in 2019 with the help of Vivek Patel, Richard Moffat, also known as Dick Moffat, and Abdelram Abdul, who is not part of the project anymore. But all of us have presented, made presentations to the group during the time first we were meeting in person here in Toronto. And Diku is in fact the person who presented more times to the group. He has years and years of experience and a lot of knowledge to share. So thank you to all of them, and thank you to you, all of the members who join the session, who interact with us, who sometimes even suggest other presenters for the sessions. It's a community, and I'm honored to and grateful to be part of it and to have the opportunity to manage this machine that has been growing, and it's been so fun. So thank you again. And just an announcement about the next session will happen in July the 15th. For us, Shaikh will be presenting about working smart with Power Query and Power Automate. It will be a nice session as well. So we are gradually moving a lot towards the online version, one way or the other. But it's how things happen these days, and we need to keep up with the new tools available, and the new era. Let me see the comments here. Congratulations and thank you. And yeah, Grania is saying that we need a place to go in person when we go back to that format. If we do, and how we do it, I'm not sure how it will be yet.
You've got a raised hand. Someone's raising their hand.
But the location was not the location that we used to present is not there anymore. It was a Microsoft store that is closed now. And Angie, she raised her hand. Thank you for reminding me. Someone reminded me that there was a hand up. Angie, do you want to speak? Maybe she just raised her hand by mistake. If not, let us know. Okay, so the next slide you're seeing has the presentations for different meetup groups. For us, Shaikh on LinkedIn, he shares this post every month. Is your there? Not yet, Michael. Your meetup group is not there, is it? On that list? Yeah.
He did contact me that it seems, I think it's a problem from my side. So I think we didn't post it the way we meant to post it. So
you need to put the title a certain way so that he, when Faraz receives the announcement on his email Outlook, it flows into this list, and then he can prepare the. So another use of Excel online and a Power Query and all that. Okay, so let's present our guest today, Michael Olafusi. Thank you so much, Michael, for joining us today. Michael has been an MVP for I don't know how many years, a few years now, and he will tell you about that. He is one of the nicest persons I've met, always so willing to help, and he does a lot of stuff. He will tell you about that as well, I hope. I just wanted to mention his YouTube channel, where you can find all different kinds of tutorials, not only Excel related, but also related to Azure and Power Query and other things. At least once a week, he does live events, sometimes with guests. So definitely a good channel to join and to check, to keep an eye on and enjoy the content. So before we start our session, there's the contact information to find Michael online. Feel free to take a picture or something like that to help you connect with Michael after the session. There's my contact information as well. If you end up posting something about this session online, remember to use hashtag MS Excel Toronto so that we can follow your posts and comment and share and all that. Okay, so that's it. Let me stop sharing my screen. And Michael, once again, thank you for joining us.
Is mine.
And yeah, and the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. And I see the number and like I'm feeling really special. You know, this number of people here to hear me today present about something. So good afternoon to you all. I'm going to start sharing my screen, and really grateful you all turned up, and I hope that it will be worth your while. I've tried my best, but still, you know, I hope it will be enough to make sure that you find this session very enjoyable. So this is what I intend to take us on, more like a journey. I call it interesting use cases for Excel Online plus Power Query. So before I, go further, I want to let you know that I'm very okay with you, stopping me in my tracks any moment to ask any question. I would even be very grateful for that. Like most sessions I do, I typically have of points. So people who participate, people who, ask me questions, help me out, make it a bit more interactive. I usually give them points, but that's on my own platform. So, but I just want to let you know that I very much enjoy and appreciate people, suggesting, interrupting me, asking me questions right in the middle of my session. It makes it obvious that I'm being followed and that, I'm not boring you. So since now I've mentioned that, I hope you take advantage. Unfortunately, I had to disconnect my second monitor, so I won't be seeing the chat message, except I joined from, let me see. I think there's something happening. I think I can see the chat message on my other.
I'm doing.
Then that's great. Okay, great. So I can see the chat message on my other computer. So great. All right. So what do I have for us today? I have a demo. But before I go into the demo, number one is what are the different cases, the different, in quote, interesting use cases I've had to do for clients regarding using Excel Online and Power Query to achieve what they feel they needed something more complex, more expensive for. Okay, so imagine you, let's leave the imagination out. Let me even start with a real client. So there's this company that we did training for, and the MD, they're a retail company, but in the pharmaceutical industry. So which means they sell drugs, things like supplements and common drugs, once people will typically buy without needing a prescription. And it wants to be able to see without too much struggle, without having to disturb someone in the night, or with as little friction as possible, to be able to see the sales is made, see some things is tracking. So for them, they do cash back. They monitor their receivables, more like people who haven't paid them completely. So these are things that he wants to keep his pulse on. He wants to be sure that he's aware of what the things are about his sales, cashbacks, how much of his sales is, his money is still hanging with customers outside, and the different product categories, how they are performing. And then even over the years, how his different customers have been purchasing, who is suddenly no longer purchasing from him. So those things that for him will help him make better business decision and give not just bother about people who disturb him all the time, but also those silent big customers that they won't call you, they won't complain, but they pull a lot of volume. So he was thinking he was going to need something very, very complex, but in the end, we did Excel Online. Actually, we did Google Sheets, but later I found out that it would have been better to do Excel Online, because Google Sheets, you need to make the access just anybody with the link. But with Excel Online, you can keep the access control. So is key staff keys in the information in the Excel Online? Let's say Excel Online, because I don't want to confuse you if I say Google Sheet. So keys the information in Excel Online as they've been doing in the normal Excel. But now, because it's in Excel Online, we are able to pull it into Power Query. For him, we decided to go the route of Power BI. Okay, so that way he's able to consume it also on his smartphone, but the same approach, the same process if it was going to be in Excel. Okay, the only advantage is Power BI makes us to be able to automate the refreshing. So that's one case. And there are, just not to bore you, let me go straight into the demo I have, but I just want to expand our mind that even though I'm picking a situation to run a demo around, just think of anything in your own area that this can benefit. It could even be in your team. Some things you keep track of, that it will be nice to have this end-to-end automated process of doing it, people collaborating. For instance, one oil services company. I don't know if that's what, I think that's the general time everywhere. So they are not production, they provide services for the production companies, and they have KPIs by different departments. So by operations, by Q and QA/QC, by business development, by the finance team to have their KPIs. And they want to keep track of all these KPIs on the management level easily. But the advantage of Excel Online is the different departments, the different custodians of the different KPIs, let me use that word. People need to update their actuals that could be compared against the set KPIs. Instead of them doing them in silos, everybody filling their own different individual files, and someone has to now collate everything and try and do the visuals and the analysis and show how the entire company is doing vis-a-vis the benchmarks they've set for themselves. Now, with Excel Online, everybody can fill in their actual right in the Excel Online, and only those who are meant to be able to fill in are given access. So I hope with this little explanation I've given, we can dive into now the practical side. So first of all, let me show you end-to-end what I intend to do. So I'm going to start from an empty Excel Online. I hope we all know how to get to Excel Online. If you don't know what to go to, this is my own trick. Just type Excel Online on your favorite search engine, and it typically comes as one of the first two answers you get. So this is my own fastest way of getting to Excel Online. Usually it will ask you to log in. So you log in with any of your Microsoft account, hopefully the one that has the right access to be able to use all of what I want to show you. But that's where I'm going to start from. And we are going to do something interesting. We are going to create for a, wait for it, we're going to create something for, can you see the name? Microsoft Excel Toronto Fan Store. So I hope, next year when I come, I'll be seeing you using my demo as like, I'll be seeing the reports like, oh, we made, since your last demo, we eventually, floated the store and we made lots of sales, and maybe I'll be wearing one of the branded t-shirts. But this is something you all should be able to relate with. So we're going to create a store without having to spend any money. and without even needing to do a website, so we can leverage what we already have right within Microsoft Excel Online. So we are going to do that starting from inserting a form, and we'll create this. So I know how I'm going to make it faster. So just after we create this, then we are going to, let me take this off my screen. We are going to pull the data into Excel, right? And we are going to go into Power Query to do some interesting analysis and transformation. No, transformation is the right word. Interesting transformation. Then we'll decide, maybe depending on the time, by then, we'll decide maybe to do some analysis in Excel itself, or simply just go straight to doing a very cool looking dashboard in Power BI, which we are going to now publish. We are not stopping there. After publishing this, we are going to set it that every day, maybe 3 or 4 different times in each day, maybe start of day, mid of day, end of day, we set the scheduled refresh. So this would be an opportunity for me to show you how easy it is to have your report end-to-end automated. If it was in Excel, yes, you will just need to do a right click and refresh, or if you are the keyboard shortcut person, I think that should be does refresh F8, I think. So that, but then in Excel, I'll show you how we are also going to notify people who buy. So if you come in here and you place an order, we will send you an email after you've made payment that your order has been shipped. And that is going to be a teaser for the session that Paras is going to take. I hope I got his name correctly. He's going to take us on Power Automate, but at least I've found a way to sneak in that bit. It's very easy to sneak into the session. So let's get started. I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need your help in filling the form, but let's start immediately. Okay, so we are starting as if, you don't know even the website to go. So Excel Online, you might need to log in. I go to a blank workbook. If I'm too fast, please let me know. And if there's any comments, anything I should be aware of, again, I'm very okay with being interrupted at any time. So once you are in Excel Online, right? Because of what I told us, I want this to be really to touch on as many features as possible. So instead of me starting with creating a form in here, I felt it's going to make a lot of sense if the people who want to place orders have a form they can fill to place their order for the Microsoft Excel Toronto fan store. So we are going to create new form, and instantly it launches a Microsoft form. Okay, so let us quickly start customizing the form to have the questions the things people need to provide, and at least letting them know that they're on the right form, so they don't think they are on a, okay, I need to get this. So I've already done some of the typing here to make things faster. So I'm going to, whenever I look away, I have 2 screens. So I'm just trying to ensure that I do not miss any steps. So I'm going to say this is the name of the store. So Microsoft Excel Toronto Fan Store, and this is the order form. I'm going to add an image so that you'll be certain that yes, this is the right one. It's not a different Microsoft Excel Toronto. So I have our logo somewhere in my picture folder. I think I'll use this one. So I'll use this one for the report creation, the analysis. I'm going to use this for the form. Let's use this. So while that is loading, let me grab what will be in the description. So what's going to be in the description, instead of typing all of these, I've already done the typing to make things faster. So we sell branded t-shirts, mouse, thumb drive, sweater, face cap, water bottle, diary. So please make sure you buy yours. There will be some events we will hold that your entry ticket is those branded items. So you better get ready before we run out of stock, or else you won't be able to attend that event. Okay, so after that, I'm going to create forms to ask for your name, so that when we are shipping you the item, we are addressing it properly to you. This is going to be a required thing to fill. I'm going to also ask you for your last name, so not just your first name, but your last name. Okay, it's also going to be required. I'm going to ask you for what next? What typically do we ask? Your mailing address, so that we can get across to you the item you have ordered. That's going to be like a text. Should we make it long answer? Okay, let's make it a long answer. Also, it's going to be required. What next am I going to ask from you? I think it's proper to ask for your email, so that, also country. This is even going to be useful for our analysis, so we know where we are getting most of the orders from. And going to ask for your country. It's going to be compulsory. Then I'm going to ask also for your email, so that we can update you on how to make payments. Our form cannot collect money, so we have to let you know, send your payment to this this PayPal address or wire transfer, or whatever you are more comfortable with doing. So I think that's enough. That information is all that we need. And that's it. So what next do I do? So I have somewhere I've written all the steps so that I don't forget. Great. So I'm going to start putting the different things you can order. So the items to purchase, or the items to purchase, that's going to be as a multiple choice, but you can select more than one item. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to ask, so the items is what you want to buy. And I need to let you know that due to huge demand, we will only let you buy one quantity per item. So you can only order one quantity per item. We don't want you, holding the whole merchandise and then others are not able to get. So we want everyone to have a good chance of getting one of our branded items. This is going to be required. I'm going to allow you to add more than one item, but only one quantity gets shipped to you. So these are the prices and the names of the items. So make my life easier by typing it here. Made our lives easier, so you don't watch me, so many minutes typing this. We're going to also add a branded sweater. I think it's the British who calls it sweater. I don't know what it's called in Canada. I think, is it cardigan? Yes.
It's too much echo because probably have, okay, now I can see, I can hear. Cardigan, I think it's when it's something like made of wool or something like that. And if it is more like a t-shirt kind of material, it's the sweater. That's how I use those words here. But I'm not Canadian, so I may be wrong.
Then it's the sweat. Then that means it's sweater there. That's the one I have in mind too. The woolen one. The one made of clothes. Okay. That means you won't be surprised, when we send it to you. You'll be like, no, this is not what I asked for. So, and okay, great. So those are the items that I'm going to let you pick. These are the branded items. Maybe later on we had more things, but for now, these are the ones that we have, and then we are going to be able to pick as many of them as you want. You can only get one quantity per item. So I gave myself some notes here. So I'm going to have to remember so I need to do some settings. So I need to change the settings. So that's one thing you need to do whenever you're using, I think it's also same for Google Form. Typically, the settings are on the restrictive side. like you see, it says only people in my organization can respond. I'm going to switch that to anyone can respond. Then I'm going to customize the thank you message. If we wanted to end, we don't want the forms to accept any more submissions, orders, we can specify the end date. I don't want to do that. I want to keep accepting your orders. And then
can I ask something, Michael?
Yes, you can.
So some people are trying to build the form themselves, but because there's a lot of text, they are not being able to keep up. But you will be sharing the link later for us to fill in. Is that correct? Is that your plan? To share the link of the form when it's ready, so then people can fill it in?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can, instead of trying to build up the form now, you can just pay attention to what Michael is doing. And then when the form is ready, Michael will share the link for us to fill in with orders, right?
Yes.
That's the plan. Okay, thank you.
I was even thinking also if I can, but that's better than me sending you this, because again, I don't want you to miss too much of the real life interaction that we want to gain by you filling the form. So yes, that's better than me even sending you the text.
I think they're asking, I think one person is asking if you can upload the form rather than input line by line. I'm not sure if that person is aware that you're using Microsoft Forms, so you really need to be filling out. It's not one of those things where you can just do a CSV file and it fixes for us, because you're building the form itself. So I think maybe that's what they're asking. Oh, can I just upload, right?
And the form creates itself. That would be a nice idea to submit to Microsoft. I guess
we have to do some things, right? We have to do some things. Not everything has to be automated, right?
For now, yes, you have to do this manually. I don't think Microsoft has a way of you just refilling it somewhere and then uploading somewhere, and the form kinds of kazam comes out. So apologies that you will have to do some bit of manual creation of this for now. You can submit as idea to Microsoft. They listen to our ideas these days, so might be lucky that a lot of people will vote it, and that becomes possible. Okay, so let me quickly check if I've missed any step. I've done this. I've remembered to change the settings to allow anyone to fill, customize the thank you message. I need to shorten the form link. Okay, so let me sure I do that. So I go to the share. I need to make sure it's shortened. Otherwise, it looks like the one we used to join this team session. You know how long it is. So I don't know what it is with Microsoft always liking very long links. So I'm going to share this.
Sorry to interrupt you again. A lot of people is interrupting you, but it's still regarding that question. You see where it says share as a template or share to collaborate. So there's other links that we can share if someone wants to send a copy of this form for someone else to use as a separate form, but kind of use this one as a starting basis. We can use that link that says there, share as a template. And if you want to invite, if it is a complex form and you need different people to build questions in there, then there's the share to collaborate. So I don't know if this helps the question before by Henry, who was asking if we could upload the form. So thank you, Michael. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
so I'm going to give us this.
There was a comment by Faraz about the short link, if you want to explain.
Okay, I feel they must keep shutting. I like that. Yes, thumbs up. I agree completely. So let me paste the link. Yeah, it's best that is, you see, I had to even write it here as something to remind me not to forget that step, because nobody really likes very, very long links. So here's the form link. Okay, so I need us to help me with populating them with some answers. So while you are doing that, I'm going to put in the background the very Excel file that we created the form from. So the good thing is, as you are filling the form, right, the answers are going to be showing here instantly. So let me also try to fill the form. Let me launch another browser, and at least I'll represent my country. Michael, my mailing address is 1234 Power Query Lane. Utah States, Nigeria. Okay, no. Let me say Data Town and Lagos, at least country here, and my email address. So for me, I'm going to use one of my email addresses so that when I do the one that sends the shipping notification, I can be able to show you what it looks like. I'm a huge fan, so I'm going to buy every single item. But don't all buy all the items, so that we see how this works when people pick maybe 3 or 2 or 1. That would be nice to also see. Then I hit submit. Okay, that means I've done everything correctly. So yes, so once I'll get an email of the total amount and how to make payment and blah blah. So right now, if I go here, oh, I like what we are doing. We've already added a lot of entries. So mine too is here, so great. And what does this means? Good. I like the fact that we are putting different countries, so it's going to help us in our analysis. Okay, great. And so right now, I want to go to the next stage. So the next stage is where the real benefit of Excel Online lies. The fact that as people are filling this form, right, it's automatically being populated in Excel Online. And so depending on my choice in terms of analysis or final report, do I want my final report to be in Excel? Do I want it to be in Power BI? But for this session, I'm going to demo both. So I'm going to start first with Excel. So if I want my report to be in Excel, then we need to grab the link to this particular Excel Online. Grabbing the link, it's another funny thing. To grab the link, you can't grab the link from here. Well, so far, I haven't found a way to grab the link from here. Maybe there is. You need to click open in desktop app. And when you do that, it's going to open on the desktop app. And you will need to go to File. Then you go to Info. Then you see this copy path. Yes, so you click on this copy path. So that grabs for us the link. And fortunately, that's the only thing I need from here. I'm not intending to do my analysis right on this. I just needed that link so I can close this. But before I close it, it will be a good opportunity to show us. I don't even need this sheet. So I can take off this default sheet. So I'm going to use this opportunity to show us how I can notify you of your total amount, notify you of your order is being shipped. So this is something that some of you will find really, really useful. If you go to data menu, right? In mine, I have flow. If you do not have this, then no worries. Go to insert, go to get headings, and this is going to come up the Office heading store. Just search for Flow or Power Automate. Okay, so you hit add. Once you click on add, I'm not going to do it again because I've done it. Once you do this, then in your data menu, you're going to start seeing Flow. Okay. Are we following? I hope I'm not too fast, and those who are following have not missed I hope no one is already confused how we got here. Okay, so I click on flow and it expands out from the right side of my screen, and I see this panel, and this is one of the really nice things Microsoft has added to the Excel, the normal Excel we have. These are the extras that is coming into Office 365 that is making it so much a compelling choice for everybody to go for. So if you check here, you're going to see different templates of what you can do. Do you want to create an item in SharePoint? This is the one I want. I want to send an email to you, to anyone who has placed an order, to say, oh, we have received your payment, your order has been shipped, maybe to your address, all of those things that typically you will need to use. Like, actually, I use a paid software for this for an e-commerce site I run, where once you place order, I need to email you that we've received the order, we are processing it. Then when we are done processing, I send you another email saying this is your order. And with Excel now, I can do that without having to go pay for another software. So let's see how this is going to work. I'm going to pick this, send an email for a selected row. And okay, great. So it's asking me to confirm that, yes, this is going to connect my Excel Online, which is where I am right now, to Office 365 to send the email out. Yes, please continue. And I don't know why it's asking me to continue a second time. I'm going to hit continue. Great. So for the selected row means if Faraz has paid and I want to send him his item, then I'm going to select this row. So any row I'm on is what it will run this for. Okay. So what do I want to happen, right? I want to send an email. Now that email is going to have some information in it, so yeah, so let's get started. Great. So for the email, yes, it should send to your email address. Your email is, so there's something about this. If you look at the forms, right, there's an email column that is all writing anonymous. Why? You didn't log in. If I had made logging in compulsory when I was designing the form, so let me go back to where we were designing the form. So in settings, if I had said, you need to log in, maybe I'd pick these options that require you logging in, then this portion of the form will not come with anonymous. It will show your email. So this is not going to be useful for me because nobody's providing his email via this route. You are not logging in to fill. I'm going to take that off. So in its place, I'm going to specify the very email address, you provided, right? So I'm going to say it should send to email address, user, no, should send to, okay, I think we are going to have to come back to this. So I'm going to delete subject. What about subject? I don't have any column for subject here. So I'm going to remove this. Okay, great. So I'm removing those two. Then I'm going to email. I need to add okay. Okay, great. Yeah, so I skipped the part and it's because this is not showing correctly. So starting from the top, I need to specify the table that has the information I need, right? So this is it. So yes, Boris, continue. I'm picking this table. Good. So now what I was looking for that I wasn't seeing, I'm going to start seeing them now. So you notice I was looking for email address and I was not seeing that. If you see now, I'll be seeing them. So the step I missed out was I didn't specify that it should pick from this table, table 1. Okay, so once I've specified that, it has instantly auto-grabbed all what you feel. So now I can say email address. So I saw it just yeah. So that's where you should send to. I'm done with that. As for subject, what should we send you first of all? Let's say, let's just say we are sending you. I'm going to create some 2 columns, and say paid. So have you paid? I'm going to do data validation lists. So have you paid? Yes, no. So if you've paid, so I'm going to just randomly say some people have paid, some have not paid. This is bad. I hope I'm not going to have to start all over again. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Not everything disappeared. No, I don't know why that crashed the whole thing. So let's say these other people are paid. So yes, then no. Great. So I'm going to need those fields for and shipped. Again, similar. I'm going to just copy this, paste here. Maybe we have not shipped for Faraz. We have not shipped for this person. I think I'm going to need these 2 fields. Let me do the flow again. The crashing of my Excel probably has wiped off what I was doing. So I'll just restart. So that's an opportunity for you to see me do it all over. So I'm picking this select, by the way. Let me expand this so I see everything clearly, unlike before that I missed something. Continue. Yeah, continue again. I guess they call that 2-factor authentication or 2-factor confirmation. Having to click the same thing twice. It should detect. Okay. Now it's wanting me to set everything from scratch. Normally it will detect your file, it will set the location, the file and all, but unfortunately, I have to pick it myself all over. Okay. I guess that's why they say it's preview. When I was loading it, you saw in bracket preview. The first dry run I did, everything worked seamless, It wasn't crashing, it wasn't acting this weird. What can be the reason why?
Sometimes when we are using video streaming, it gets heavy on the machine. It can be one of the reasons.
Okay, maybe. Now
another thing is because Excel just likes to crash on us, as we all know. So
yeah. Bad thing. I didn't even rename this. So this is book 2001. Let me just look for it. It's going to be tricky to find which is.
It is the SXLSB. So maybe you will need to save it again. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's true. That's okay. So I'm going to maybe just start over this step and use the opportunity to rename the sheet. So resume editing here, then rename this to MS Excel Toronto Store Demo. So it makes it easy for me to find, and I'm back here. Okay, so all those things I did are even gone, so no problem. Shipped, and I'm going to just drag this here, make some to be no. and just drag all of this to the right, make some of the paid to be null for sheet, okay, and I go to the flow all over, okay, then yes, continue. Okay, good. So we are back here. I need to wait for this. I think that was part of the errors I did the other time. I didn't wait for this part to load so that we select the right table. And
do you want to explain to those who have never used Flow what it is while we're waiting for the loading? Some people were asking on the chat.
Okay, great. So what we want to do is, what I want to do is for every person who has placed order, if you have paid, the moment I'm shipping, I want to send you an email to say, we have shipped your order to you, it's going to reach you, this is the address we have shipped it to, going to reach you within the next 7 days. So for me to do that, picking this particular flow that we are on, which is going to connect the selected row to Outlook for me to send an email. Me doing that requires specifying, well, like I mentioned, it will have done some for me. So it has, let me even do from scratch. No, since everything is working fine, let me not try to stress it. By itself, it has chosen that this file exists in my OneDrive. So this is my OneDrive address. You see my email. It has this, I don't know how to interpret this, but this is it picking the document library. And then it's using the, I think they call this GUID of the file, like a code name for the file. If you come here and you pick the file name, it will work. Let me answer the trial. If you pick the file name too, it will work, right? But because you're already generating the flow from here, it auto picks all this for you. So don't need fixing what is not broken. The only thing you need to specify is, in case you have more than one tables in this file, which specific table should it pull data from? Which table are you trying to build this flow around? So table 1, I have just one table. So it's easy for me to know is this table because I have just one table. I don't know why it says this every time you do this, but there is no way around it. You just have to click OK. You repeat your process again. But this time around it will stay, which is weird. So table 1, in case you are not certain, if you click anything here and you go to table design, you will see table 1. So that's how you know for certain that's the table. If you want to add code the email address, so maybe I need this to send to support, at MS Excel Toronto Fan Store. That's a really long name. I can add it here. So you can also add a subject line manually here, but that's not what I want. I want the subject line, and I want the email to be a dynamic one that is picking from the row. So if I'm on this row, then it should be the email for this person who has ordered. I think this is the one placed by Faraz, yes. So that email should go to his own address. And when I pick this row, it should go to Henry. And so you get the pattern I'm looking for. I'm going to delete this because that is tied to this mail. So I don't want that. In fact, I'm going to delete this. I'm not going to use that. Also for subject, okay, I can use for subject. I can say that thanks for your order. Your branded item is on the way. So I can do that here and I can do it here. So we'll do it both places. So I'll say thanks for your order. Your branded items are on the way to you. Okay. So it's going to pick that. Now, if I want to customize a bit of that message, right? Then I can use this. I can say I or thanks. Then I put your first name. So I think people entered their first name, right? Yes, so I can put your first name, and I think that's better, right? So your branded item is on the way. Space, your branded item is on the way. I don't need this anymore, so I'm going to just delete this, and I'm going to delete it completely. I don't need. Okay. For the tool, I'm going to pick your email address, which this is the name of the column, email address. Okay, and so we are done with the email it should go to. If I want to include mine, I can include mine. You see, it says separated by semicolon. So if I wanted to include maybe our store address, store at MS Excel Toronto.com, so that we always get a copy of the address of these emails for people who have access to this address, so they can keep track of who have been notified of their order. Then the body, so I can say, hi, your first name, where's that again? Then thanks. That's going to be too much of thanks. You start suspecting something is wrong if I'm thanking you too much. So let's say we've received your payment. We've received your payment for the following items. So now I want it to show the items. The items are where? The items are here. Okay, so that's this really long stuff. Okay, and they are already shipped to you, to this address you provided. So I put the address you provided. What's the mailing address? Mailing address. That's enough anyway. So thanks for patronage. Whatever I want to say, regards. Let me put my name there now. Okay, so I hope you've seen the pattern. These first three fields get filled for you, so don't worry trying to change it or find out why what is picked is what was picked. And here is where you need to specify. So I've done that. And then we start to customize the email that goes out, goes to the address that is coming from the row selected. Subject also customized. This is the body of the message. So let's do a trial then. So let me look for mine. Let me look for, this is mine, right? Yes, so this is mine. So this is mine, and we will test on mine when I save. So I do save. Let's just take one last look at it again. Great, all looks okay. So I save. I think I have to save twice or something. I've saved. I think I have to save again or something. I want to run it, so this is getting weird now. Let me go back here. Okay, great. It has saved. Great. So I want to run the flow. I want to run this for me. Okay. So I have access to this. I put in a real email. Where is that email? So this mail is real, which means that if it worked, then we should see an email in there. So it's running. Continue. Run flow. Successfully started. I was hoping it would say completed. So let's go check. Maybe it's done. Huh? So let me go to my. Let me just go to that particular email address. I hope nobody is feeling asleep. Hey, so good news, it worked. So thank you to Celia and the entire MS Excel Toronto team. You know, I'm going to be a proud owner of these branded items. So great. This is one nice thing that you can now do right within your Microsoft Excel. You know, I didn't go out of Excel. Okay. Now that I've shown us this, right? The main reason we came in here was actually to grab this, to go to, let me repeat, file, info, copy, right? The reason we are doing this is for us to connect. So I'm going to open a brand new Excel file. For us to connect to Excel Online, for us to connect to whatever is happening right here, we need that link. So once I've copied that link, I go to data, I go to from web, okay, and I paste. And there is this last bit you need to knock off from what you pasted, this question mark web equal to 1, delete it. Let the last thing be that.xlsx, okay? I hope no one is lost yet. Any questions already piled up for me to answer? Okay.
I don't think there's anything very, no, I don't think there's. The questions that were asked, I think they were answered.
Answered already. Okay,
Oh, there's there. Can you put back in the table in a new field to indicate you have emailed on a row?
Not thought of that. That would be nice. Let's go think about how to do that. So, let's be. I need to close. There's something about Power Query. Anytime you open anything related to Power Query, it locks your entire Excel interface. Okay, great. So, like I put something here to say, has it been emailed? You know, have this person been emailed? And like the flow should put that in here. I think that would be possible too, right? So after
it will be possible if in Flow you add one more channel step saying in your SharePoint list or Excel Online, go and update one field after you email. If you add one more field, say update that Excel Online, and and just say the yes or no, email yes or no, then you can do it.
Okay.
But
Great.
we continue with your presentation because I think you have a lot more to cover in
it. Yeah. Okay. But it seems like it's kind of straightforward. So I'm already following your steps, and looks like I'm getting there. I'm stuck again. Normal. But yes, it is. I've seen the action actually. You've seen this updated row. So that means definitely it's possible to do that. And I don't know why this is stuck. Okay, now it's opened. Yes, I hope it doesn't take more than 1 minute. What did I call this? MS Excel Toronto Fan Store demo. So this is it. Great. Which table are we trying to update? This table. So what's the emailed? So what's the key value? This is where I used to get stuck. I really don't understand what they mean by key value. So is that what I want? I'm to enter, or I don't know. Let me see if there's anything else I know in here. So I think here I should just type yes. Okay. But it wants me to fill in something here. So let's see what else is here. User ID. I'm going to put user ID. I hope it accepts it. So this is the only thing I want to fill. I'm going to save. This would be really nice if it works on first attempt. Okay. So it seems it's saved. Let me just save again to be sure that it's saved. Then I'm going to, I can pick anyone since we already saw the email go out. So it's not critical that I use my own email. So let's say I use I use Faraz's.
Or you can use mine if you want. And then I can check here.
Oh, okay. Let's say I use yours. So I say run, and yes, go ahead. Now I don't know if this is not looking like anything has changed here.
Yeah, just received the email.
Okay, you've gotten the email, but so I guess I didn't do this part right anyway, but it looks like this function is there. It's just me who didn't get it right. So yeah. Thanks, Faraz. I guess that's Faraz who was guiding us. So thanks. So now the next part of my session, which is to show us how to manipulate the data in Power Query. Up till now, we've not touched Power Query, right? So let me go show you some interesting things. I've grabbed the link and then I'm pasting it here, and then I'm taking out this last question mark equal to web, question mark web equal to 1. Just make .xlsx the last thing. Do OK. And then, so because this is the reason I prefer using Excel Online over using Google Sheet. You can also connect Google Sheet, but when you use Google Sheets, you have to set it to anybody with the link can connect. But with Excel Online, you keep the confidentiality, the privacy you want to set about your data keeps maintained. So it allows me to log in to detect if I have the right access to that file. This is the part I don't like too much. Microsoft can ask for my email like 20 times in a day. I use this. I really wish they remember my email login all the time. I think this is it. Sign in. So now, wrong one. Let's go check. Microsoft. I think this is the right one. Copy password. Okay, great. So we are in. So with this approach, if someone stumbles on the link, they won't be able to still access it because they need to go past this step of authentication and Microsoft confirming if that person already has been shared, has explicitly been given access to the Excel file. So I'm going to pick table 1. Then because we want to go into Power Query, so we do something more interesting. I hope you like what I want to show you in Power Query. So I'm going to go to transform data. So I'm going to transform data. And while that is okay, great, it's loaded. Okay, so this is Power Query. For you to be members of MS Excel Toronto Club, I'm thinking you will be the one teaching me Power Query rather than me showing you Power Query, because you already have one of the best and should I say one of the most active persons in talking about Power Query and showing us all the cool things Power Query does. So if you have attended any of Celia's sessions, then nothing I'm doing will be new to you. I'm going to just remove those fields that they are not really useful, nothing really, at least for my analysis, they are not useful. Then I want to separate out these items, right? So in fact, this label is too long, so I'm going to rename it. And then after doing that, I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to right click and say I want to split the column. I want to split by delimiter, okay? And if you look at it, what is the delimiter? After every item, for those who picked more than one item, they were separated by a semicolon, right? So my delimiter is that semicolon. So I'm coming here and say semicolon. And the really interesting thing, well, I hope it will be something some of you will find new and cool, is I expand advanced options and say it should split into rows. Let me repeat that. I expand advanced options and say it should split into rows. Okay, once I do okay, let me put this so that you see the effect instantly. Voila. Can you see that it has done the equivalent of, if I had splitted this into columns, I would have needed to unpivot, right? But this has kind of done unpivot for me. Why? For people who picked more than one item, see, I picked a lot of items. Now I have, for every item I picked, I have a separate row for it. Okay, so this is a nice thing to do in one step. So that is good. I would like to get the amount out in a different column. So that one too is not so difficult. There are many ways to do it. I'm going to use the same split column. And then I'm going to say, yeah, I think it's correct. It should use this as the delimiter. I know there might be a faster way than the way I'm doing it. I try to think of a faster way. So if anyone knows of a cleaner / faster way for this step I'm doing, I'll be glad to hear it. So once I do this, it separates out the money somewhere else, but I need to do an extra cleaning again. So I need to do replace values and say it should take out the closing parentheses, just to replace it with nothing. Okay, so in fact, I think I should have, let me try this if it works. In my demo, I removed the dollar, but let's see if okay, so it worked. I didn't need to remove it. Okay, great. So you saw what I did now. Let me remove that step. I wasn't so sure if it would work, but yeah, it worked fine. I wanted to show as format as currency, right? So I wasn't so sure if it was going to work with the dollar left there, or I need to knock off the dollar, but then like in Excel, it took it off. It understood that the dollar is a currency in itself. So this is me now cleaning my data in Power Query, making it useful for analysis. So I'm going to say this is the, should we say sales amount? Yeah, so let's say this is the amount. Let's just call it amount. It says everybody just buys one quantity. I don't need to create a quantity field. And any other thing I need to transform here. Okay, so nothing else. The only thing I will do next is to check if my columns are properly formatted. Then I see, because of the extra, so let's take a look at this. Before I did the splitting, there's always a semicolon at the end for even the person who picked one item. Because of that, it's making it look like this person picked two items, right? So I can tell Power Query to take out the blanks, remove empty. So that's another nice thing to do at this stage. And this is looking great. I'm going to close and load, okay? So depending on what you want, if you want it to load back into Excel as a table that you can see and do analysis on, great. Or if you just want it to load back as a pivot table without it creating the same table again in Excel, and then you are just straight away creating the analysis, then that's also good to do. So, okay, let's do both. So let's bring it in as a table. Then we'll do a pivot table on it. Okay. So looking at my time, I'm not going to do the pivot table. So I'll go straight to the Power BI one. So I know we are all fairly good with Excel, or I'm going to assume we are good with Excel. So you know what to do with this when you have this, already in your, you can analyze, how many of all these items were bought by different countries and whatever you want to slice it by. So I'm going to go to Power BI and recreate this so that I think I have 16 more minutes, right? So great. So let's, and I'm supposed to even have time for question and answer, right? Okay, great. I have 10 more minutes. So whenever I reach in 10 minutes, then I answer our questions. So the same process, right? But in Power BI, and the reason I want to do Power BI is you might want to do Power BI for a real, most of the ones I do for clients, I typically end up doing a Power BI one because that's the easiest way to have it end to end automated. So nobody needs to remember to go to Excel. They don't need to remember to come here and right click and refresh. Okay. So that's the kind of the cool advantage it has over, for now, it has over Excel for this scenario. So I'm going to just bring in this same data as web, same process, remove, well, I'll be faster now since you already know the steps I am taking. Organization, now we're back to sign in here again. Okay, got my password. Password. It's here. Sign in. Connect. Transform. Yeah, thank you. Table. Transform. So I can make my life easy. I can go grab my codes from here, my Power Query codes, my M codes, and get them from here so that I am faster. So I just copy all of this. I come to here. Let's see, I hope no mistake. So that's helped me. You already know how we did all the steps anyway. So I do close and apply. And then I quickly dump some visuals and publish. Then I show you the real nice thing about this approach. So I'm going to dump 1, 2 slicers. So one slicer for as the items being shipped. Going to quickly put in your logo, pictures. Yeah, I'm going to use this one. This is good. I'm going to copy this, copy, paste. So this will be for paid. Yeah, so have you paid? And I'm going to dump a table in there. Now let's put a table. And I'm going to say all the different countries and the different items that were ordered and the different quantities that were ordered. I'm going to change this to quantity and the money involved. Okay, I'm just going to rename these as quantity. So that's looking like it. I'm going to also dump a tree map in there. Put a map, put the different countries on the map. Put the amounts in size. Make it a bit bigger so we all can see from where all our sales have been coming in. I'm going to quickly dump a text box in here and say this is the MS Excel Toronto Fan Store sales report. Make this bigger in font size and bold, and should be up here. I'm going to add the going to add the pie charts. In the pie charts, I'm going to put the items, the sales amount. I'm going to knock off the legend. I'm going to change the data category to this. So let me just try to use up all the space, even if what I'm putting are redundant, like I'm beginning to repeat myself, but well, better use the space than not use it at all. I'm going to put in the countries so we get to see where most of our sales are coming from. Unsurprisingly, we get more sales from Canada, so it shows that we have more fans in Canada. If we have a target that we are driving at, then putting a gauge would be nice, you know, to show how we are doing as against target. But for now, this is enough. So I'm going to publish this. So I'm going to hit publish. How many more minutes? So I have 4 minutes to wrap this part up. Next Excel. Demo. Let me save it in documents rather than in pictures. Pictures, all that won't make any sense. Okay. Let me put it in my workspace so I don't confuse my colleagues when they see this pop up in their own workspace. Okay, so we are now at the concluding part, which means that this is published. We can share this report with other people who need to be aware, and more importantly, we can automate it. That's the main reason I wanted to show Power BI. I can go here, right? Let me reduce go to data sets, go to, so please, you can start asking your questions because I'm done, kind of, like this is the last part. It's just to show you that when you connect to Excel online, you don't need to set a gateway. You know, so that's a good advantage of using Excel online. Your schedule refresh can be on instantly. Okay, this is it. I don't need to, I can just come in here. Okay, I need to re-verify that it is me. So if you use Microsoft, you should be familiar with this authentication, which is good anyway. These days with the whole people email hijack and all happening, the security is, this is a price we pay for the greater good. So I'm happy, even if it's inconveniencing, but the alternative is not what I would like. So yeah, you can set it to refresh 10 a.m. daily. So any questions? Apologies if it seems I rushed this last part, but the main part I wanted you to see, I deliberately did those ones slowly, you know, so this part and the Google Forms coming directly out of the Excel online. So do we have any questions? Is there anything you want me to go over again?
Faraz is saying he
Oh, great.
added
It's filled it again. So let me go refresh then. Maybe it would be nice to do the refresh across multiple. So let's start with if I refresh on so let's take a look at what I published. So what I published shows for Saudi Arabia, since I hope you put the same country. So if you put the same country, then currently, before you update, $45 worth of merchandise you bought. Then if we come in here and we say, I want to do a refresh, I want to force a refresh. So I can come in here and say, refresh now. Okay. And that should work. Let me go to the report page and let's see if what has changed. Okay, I'm not seeing it here. Let me refresh my view here. Okay, let's go check the Excel. So let's go check the Excel as new data coming here. Something looks weird. It's also not showing here. I'm not seeing the new data. Let me go check the form itself. 9 responses and more details. All the people that filled. So it's looking like the one you filled somehow is not reflecting here. Oh, let me check again. Strange. Let me go back here. Okay, I can try and do a manual one, or I can even do one from my end here. I can fill in another response. So I can say, what's my name? So let me pull the most one of the persons causing troubles on the Twitter space. Let me put his name there. And then say 1, 2, 3, Tesla new. Nowhere. And just put in something here, USA, Elon, Tesla, whatever doesn't exist.
I wonder if it gets there.
Okay, what if it exists? And lucky him, he's gotten himself branded sweater and thumb drive.
You're gonna put me in trouble.
Let's see if that shows up here.
For us, it's saying something about the form name having been changed.
Oh, I guess that might be it.
Yeah, that's there. That's the form.
Okay. I think it's the same form then. Yeah, it's the same. So I can see the one I did now. And I think someone else to fill one now because this is happening just 1 minute ago. So this person also filled this in. So let's go check if it's going to be picked up by our report here. So how do I do that? I go in here. I tell it to refresh now. I tell it to refresh now. Refresh now. Okay, so usually when you're on the web, you have to also refresh the view, you know, the old patchy stuff, you know, so you have to, so I can see something has changed. US has gone up. Maybe I should have picked a country that is not existing before, so it would have been easier to see, but I can see that, yeah, US was, what, $60, but now US is now $150 because of what Elon Musk has ordered. Okay, so any other questions? Oh yeah, Claude says his item is showing. Faraz, so the I can't seem to find out why. It seems yours didn't register. For mine, it's showing. Claude zone is showing. Okay. Any other questions? I hope I have not put too much things together in a short time. But more importantly is to let you see the possibilities, like I said. So much more about opening your mind to what you can do. With the Excel Online that we all have, well, if you have Office 365, you already have it. And then the Forms 2 is also there. And even if you do not want to use Power BI, at least you can still build this with Excel and just know that whatever you build, find a way of triggering the refresh so that whenever new data comes in, you know, maybe you manually come in here and trigger the refresh, okay? But more importantly, you also saw how we can use the flow to automate some emails to people.
You can also set the refreshing on opening of the file, for example, or
yeah. So now that takes us to VBA. So
no. You can do that for Power Query. So I think they're in properties. They're just there where you were. There where you were. Queries and connections at the top, and properties, if I'm not mistaken.
Display.
On this. So you see there, refresh the data when opening the file.
Awesome, great.
And you can also, I think you can also schedule a refresh every other minute. So the option above that one, refresh every
couple of minutes while the file is open.
Or every hour or so. So
great.
That's, maybe it's not, I don't think it allows you to define a proper time, but at least you have those options.
Yeah. And maybe when Faraz does his session, he shows us, maybe, I don't know if he's going to talk about Power Automate Desktop. So I saw something about it that also makes it possible for you to schedule a refresh for not something on the web now, to schedule things to happen right on your PC without using task scheduler. So I could say I want to let this to launch the Excel, you know, at specific times of the, so I can say to always open that particular file, you know, at specific, what's the name of the file now? Where did I save the file?
I
think let me check.
It's on your SharePoint, right?
Yes, I didn't save it yet, so I just need to save.
One, yeah. So this is a new world, and things are changing so fast.
Yeah.
So many things happening in all fronts: Power Automate, Excel Online, Power BI, the connectivity between Power BI and Excel, and then Power Apps as well. So it's yeah, it's difficult to keep up with everything.
I agree.
But I can see these progress of things working more and more online and on the cloud. But for example, the application you are showing, Power Automate Desktop, tells us that people are also asking a lot for the same type of functionality to happen in the desktop Excel versions, because not all the companies are willing to move to the cloud or have everything in the cloud.
Yeah. I see a question from Henry. So he's saying, are the things I showed today only limited to Excel Online, you know, Office 365? Can earlier, I'm going to say instead of earlier, can other Excel versions do this? Celia, what do you think?
I don't think they will work. I think this is for Office 365 subscriptions, but we would have to look into the documentation to make sure. But I don't see this working with, let's say, Excel 2019 or 16. I don't see that happening, but I'm not sure. If someone knows, let us know there in the chat or turn on your mics. That would be great. Thank you for us. He says he enjoyed the session. Yeah, I think this is yeah, it's a way to, the new way to learn. And then Office scripts again also, right? So we also have, I forgot to mention that we also have Office scripts evolving, and that's a new way of programming. That the flow add-in, it's works both in online and desktop then, right?
Yes, it's also on my online. So when the moment I had it, even if I had it on the online one, it pops up instantly also on my desktop one. So it kind of notes every, and that's one thing I liked about all the add-ins. So you had any add-in one adds in from here, follows you whether you're on the desktop, whether you're on Windows desktop or Mac desktop, or you're on the cloud. So yes, it's also on the cloud. It's on the, this is the same flow. And this is the
Julie. Yeah.
Excel Online.
Julie is asking, what are Office scripts?
Oh, okay. It's a bit tricky to explain. Huh? So if you look at my Excel Online, you'll see I have this tab called Automate. Okay, so it's one of the new ways Microsoft wants us to be able to automate processes, tasks. And for me too, I'm struggling a bit to understanding the scenarios I'm going to use it at, but there's a very well documented, there's a very what's the word to say now? A very comprehensive documentation around Office scripts that this last 2 weeks, I've been trying to do everything step by step. So I've been doing all the tutorials. I think I'm finished. Okay, I'm on the last tutorial. So I've been trying to just doing, then later I'll start thinking of where to use it. But there was something I saw that when I did this, it made sense. It felt like maybe this is a case where I will use Office script. I think it was. So it was also in regards to Power Automate. So you could, if something happens, if somebody feels something, right, then you can pick it up from Power Automate to say, okay, maybe, for instance, I saw someone use it for event registration. So if you fill a form, you fill a Google form that, okay, we have an event, but there are maybe 4 different sessions, happening different days, different time. Which session are you interested in? So based on the session you pick, then using Office scripts, they are able to compose, based on the options you pick in the form, we're able to compose the message that will go to you. So rather than just using the Power Automate, the flow, to just pick things without any programming or any additional logic applied, we're able to use Office scripts to do some on the fly, almost like VBA kind of stuff, and now say, okay, customize the message that goes out a lot more than what would have happened with just me picking what you typed. So I saw something like that done by some people and it made sense. I saw some other examples here that when I followed the steps, I liked what I saw and I started getting ideas of what to do. But Office script is really new, and it uses a completely different language, JavaScript. So if you are a VBA, someone like me, that's another thing to have to learn you have to learn to be able to use it properly. Okay, so I think I'm kind of done with my presentation. So
Yeah.
if
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for the opportunity. And I'm looking forward to the session by Faraz because I know it does a lot with Power Automate, and it will be a very nice time this coming month. I think it's July that is going to be taking us on that very.
Yes, the 15th. Yeah, it will be a Thursday. Most of the meetings have happened on Wednesday, but the next one will be on a Thursday. Same time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope you can join us because I know Faraz has nice tricks to show us.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Are there any other questions? Anyone can, does anyone want, thank you. Thank you for putting that up there. There you can register for the next session.
Yeah. Let me even
It
indicate.
was just, I was saying in general, not you, but you can do it.
Quite good because
Yeah.
it will remind
There
me.
you go. There you go. Now you won't forget. Okay, so people are saying thank you. Thank you so much, Michael. It is
My
great to
pleasure.
see all these new pieces coming together. Office scripts as well. You can run Office scripts out of Power Automate. So
Yeah.
that's it's nice to see all these new tools, the way they interact between them, and I think the creativity is the limit. That and us being able to learn all the new stuff.
All the new things.
That's I think it's the only thing holding us back is being able to put in the time and the effort to learn. Hi Danielle, nice to see you. Vivek, Julie. I had seen Julie before. Okay.
I like Parag's picture.
Oh, there's George. Nice to see you too, George. Sorry, Vivek, go ahead.
Yeah, I like Parag's picture.
Oh, yeah.
That picture drag, it's one of a kind. Nice. It shows the kind of things you are supposed to achieve. Okay, I see some new faces. Hi, Daniel. Thanks for joining.
I guess Power Platform gives us superpowers, so I think it's a good sweater to use. All right. Anyone else wants to say something or ask, or can we just wrap up?
I would like to thank Michael. It was great presentation, and it was the combination of different tools that combines the Power Platform with Excel. So thank you so much. It is a very good topic. There are many more things you can do with Power Platform with Excel, and this was one of it. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'm guessing sometime they will have to join the two categories of Power Platform in terms of the MVPs, for example. Power Platform and Office is becoming one thing only.
Yes.
Michael, let us know where to find you, because I don't think you shared too much information about what you do at the beginning. So if people can want to connect with you, where's the best place to find you?
Okay, so LinkedIn, I'm not so much a socially active person. The funny thing is, most of the posts you see on my social media are not even made by me. So I have someone in my team who's just because I have the most number of connections. So they feel Michael doesn't use his account, they post via my account, but I use LinkedIn. At least I know I use LinkedIn, even if I don't post up to half of what you see me post, right? So on LinkedIn, if you type my name, Michael Olafusi, yeah, and if you just go straight to linkedin.com/in/Olafusi Michael, then you'll see me on Twitter too. I occasionally check Twitter, Facebook. Most times people will be like, Michael, I've messaged you on Facebook, and then they're calling me. You've not checked my message. So it looks like not the first choice if you want to reach me, because might be there 1 month and you'll have to email me that, oh, I sent you something on Facebook, why haven't you replied? So I'll say I most likely would be able to reach you. You can be able to communicate with me easier, and like I say, I'm able to reply faster if it's LinkedIn, then maybe Twitter, then my email, definitely, that one I read every day. So if you send me an email, even if I'm slow to reply, I always do reply. So apologies ahead if it looks like I'm taking like 1 or 2 days to reply. Not very good with those things. Like anything that involves me having to, I like reading more than typing. So then my company email, website. So we do trainings, and maybe you are in Africa, then you might be able to attend our physical class training. Hoping we do not have this COVID-19 as serious as it is in the Western countries. I guess they say because of malaria, we kind of have the vaccine before the COVID came. So that's been a good thing for us. And but also I do online trainings, and on YouTube, I know Celia shared the YouTube one. So those are the places you will find me. And this would be it.
Yeah,
because
Michael, you should check your LinkedIn today, because you might have so many invitations.
Okay, I'm going to go check. Thanks. Thank you. So those are the places you can reach me: LinkedIn, Twitter, email, those places.
Yes, and the YouTube channel to follow up with content. There's sessions on Sundays usually, right?
Yes,
where
yes.
people can join you live. So
Maybe this would be a good opportunity. We are looking for speakers, so it would be nice. I know George is one of our speakers in July, so I was really very happy to see him here too. Daniel has been a speaker, and we hope she will have time in future to guest speak again. Celia too has been a speaker, but you are all very busy people, so we would like more pool of people who are willing to. And the good thing is on our own session, it's purely most of the time you'll be speaking to the audience will be people maybe who had not experienced your presentation somewhere else, because most of the audience are Nigerians, Ghanaians. So most of the time, if you have been presenting outside of Africa, you will see that you are getting a fresh pool of audience. So more like you're increasing your fan base here in Africa, and that's always good to have. Don't just have all your fans in other continents. You kind of also gain some fans here. So just email me and you will see how I'm going to be very quick in replying, because that's something that we are always